Fresh off the week break, the Tigers are desperately circling and hunting for their second victory of the season. And this afternoon they take on an in-form Bombers outfit that hasn't played a game of footy for 2 weeks. Will the Tigers catch their prey napping, or will the Bombers soar back into the win column? Time to find out for your BLG FA Match of the Round, proudly presented by Filming Footy, as Gawler Central host Kapunda at Signature Orthodontics Oval. My name is Lewis McKenna, and really excited to get this one back underway. Of course, last week with a week off, and we circle in on Gawler Central, desperately looking for their second win of the season. Of course, round one was their first win, and we're now all the way in round 8 and still looking there. In the run-up to this game, they lost by 13 to Nuri, lost by 2 to Anguston. Before that, it was 66 to South Gawler, a loss of 102 to Williston, 34 to Barossa District, 43 to Tanunda, their one win in the season. And, well, Kapunda, their opposition for today, they are in some fantastic form, as I mentioned. They've had a couple weeks off. They had the bye coming into the league bye last week, of course, with the interleague match, and it was a 27-point win, Williston Donningbrook's. Prior to that, an astonishing 92-point victory to the Nuri Tigers. Before that as well, 31-point win prior to that. Their only loss coming against South Gawler by 21. I got to speak to Coach Brendan Dew of Gawler Central throughout the week, and he's incredibly bullish and excited about blooding some youngsters, and both teams have done that. A few debutants today. Kane Van Dongen, number 24 for Gawler Central, getting his first A-grade game for Gawler Central and on debut, and a couple debutants for Kapunda. Charlie Moss most recently played with the Williston Donnybrooks. He's a Freeling local as well, so he's been involved in the juniors systems over there. And Ben White, the other debutant for Kapunda. They're currently 5-1, Gawler Central 1-5. Thanks to our streaming partners as well, Dartfish, of course, and Filming Footy, bringing you all of this. The scoreboard will be brought to you by Sportal. Of course, the player of the game will get some Archie's thongs. We're also brought to you by Demand & Co, UTF Trailers. And you can tune in and catch up with all things BLGFA with our weekly show Behind the Barrel, uploaded every single Thursday night. We go over all things BLGFA and BLGW. That's brought to you by Mass Enterprises and the Freeling Hotel. In the lead up to today's game, it was Gawler Central getting the sweep. 19-0 in the 13s, Gawler Central over Kapunda. 60-13 in the 15s. 83-26 in the 17s. And the game just finishing up, it was the reserves 6-10-46 to 2-7-19. Very wet weather. You can see there just off to the right of the shot, there's a fair mud patch as the umpires get this one underway. Umpires Rob Polito, Andrew Mills and John McGann, as the BLGFA is back after a week off. Gets knocked down by Wyatt Ryan, and we get a stoppage immediately. And the ruck contest, it's always a tough one when any other opposition ruckman has to go up against Ryan, as Wacky got the kick out, and now Gawler Central with their first attack can switch it right across. And just a bit of a sloppy kick there, looking for the youngster in Jesse Paul. Eventually getting there, but wrapped up in a tackle. Charlie Moss on debut gets involved in the contest straight away. Stoppage just 55 for home from the Kapunda Bombers. They're heading to the left ear screen. Knocked straight down. Wacky wrapped up in a tackle. And immediate stoppage. Brendan Dew, the playing coach there, knocking it straight down, and now the Tigers to centre wing. And boundary beating them both. You see there, big mud patch just past that gazebo on the Kapunda bench, and there's a few little spots like that in front of both benches, but of course the middle of the ground where it's going to get a bit sloppy. We've seen some fairly low scores here throughout the day. So the ruck contest, Ryan in the just dropped short, neither ruckman able to get an advantage. Wacky now breaking through. Was a league representative last week against the Riverland, and just out in front of Charlie Moss. Goes out of bounds and come off the boot. So they are saying that, in fact, they thought about giving a free kick there to the Bombers. And in fact, it's going to be hurled back in, about 60 from home. Boundary umpires today, Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Xavier Galoni. As it's knocked out the back and still trying to get onto it, as that ball was now picking up some moisture off the very wet underfoot Gawler Central deck. The dog track here, of course, If you're watching footy for the first time at Gawler Central on air, you'll see that it's a greyhound track all the way around this oval, and a brilliant spot to call from as well at the top of the calling booth, as Watke wrapped up by Jesse Paul, who's just playing his third A-grade game, got to call his debut game against Angaston a few weeks ago. A brilliant young footballer. A knockdown in front, Paul takes it straight out, and he's wrapped up immediately. So not allowed to go anywhere. The tackle coming from Nathan Dyer. Ryan knocks it down to the ruck. Immediately wrapped up, and a really strong tackle there. Giving away a lot of size, Jet Poolish, but brought Wyatt Ryan down to the ground safely as we get another stoppage. And he's just going to dominate in the ruck and send it wherever he likes all day. As now, inside forward 50 go the Bombers, looking for a target, gets dropped down in front. Jack Ryan was presenting in some red-hot form. See the leading goal kicker in the competition hovering as well in Riley Menzel. Crafty in this situation as Ryan knocks it down in front. Couldn't quite get it. Harry Watke picking it up and wrapped up immediately by Poolish. 30 out, straight in front of Kapunda's goal. Ryan out the back, a snap around the body towards goal. Is going across the face and through for a minor score. Jake Kelly, a minor, and that's the first score on the Sportal scoreboard. Kapunda 0-1. Gawler Central yet to score. A lot of changes in this game as well. Kapunda with 3 changes from their side they rolled out with a few weeks ago. As Kelly takes the intercept mark, 45 from home, lowers the eyes inside forward 50 and finds a target. So this is Cody Hallett right out near the boundary there. That ball would have already, just through 3 minutes, picked up a fair bit of moisture. Decides to put it on the ground just to collect a little more before he lines one up. On his way in. Goal umpire's not moving much. And he doesn't have to. Pops it straight over his hat. And through for the first goal on the Sportal scoreboard. Kapunda 1-1-7. Gawler Central yet to score. So the Bombers off to a good start. Cody Hallett kicks his 3rd goal of the season. And of course the first of the afternoon. 4.5 minutes gone here at the dog track. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. Of course, wet weather all the way around in the Barossa and Gawler region and elsewhere. Thank you for wherever you're joining us here on Filming Footy. As I mentioned before, Cody Hallett kicked that goal. Plenty of changes. Gawler Central with 6 changes here. We'll go over those in a moment, but a couple key outs. Mitch Slater, one of those who's overseas at the moment, as a handball out to Riley Smith, who just gets a ball inside forward 50 and a good mark taken. And an opportunity here. I believe it's Jack Ryan who's taken a mark, leading straight out at the footy. It is. So Jack Ryan, who's just played the 3 A-grade games this season, another Central District product, an overager in the under-18s. I was having a chat to his coach, Jesse Lonergan, prior to this match, and he just wants to play a bit of footy for Kapunda, get his confidence up, and 10 goals in 3 games he's kicked, including 6 in his last fixture. That one maybe doesn't have the distance as it got there. It has just snuck through. I think Riley Menzel nearly jumped over the top to take a mark, and he was smart enough to let it sail through. 2 in 2 minutes for the Bombers. On the Sportal scoreboard, 2-1-13. Gawler Central yet to score. 6 minutes gone. So brilliant start for Kapunda and the start they'd want, but obviously Gawler Central just need to compose themselves here. Wet weather footy should work to their advantage, create more contest and give them opportunity to draw 50-50 at least. And now back in the middle, Ryan gets the tap down straight away, and this is like clockwork, right in by Watke, comes off the boot. Now a 50-50 ball. Hallett's going to get to it first. Has Smith, decides to go in a different direction, and quickly wrapped up in a tackle is Harry Watke, who's been incredibly busy in the first 5 or 6 minutes out of the midfield. I've been pretty honest in saying that I think he's right up there halfway through this year in the Schluter medal count. He's been fantastic in the games I've seen of him. As out the back here, Brendan Dew, playing coach, fumbles the ball forward. Moss was there. Ryan gets the handball out. Now Hallett can have a crack at goal. Goes across the face. Riley Menzel picks it up, gets tackled. Oh, geez, what's the umpire going to pay here? Holding on. So dropped the ball as soon as he got it, and maybe intentionally there from Riley Menzel. Used the wet weather to his advantage. Dropped the pill at the right time, and he gets a set shot from right in front. The leading goal scorer through 6 games. He's kicked 24. Had about 35 goals in season 2025. Looks like he's going to pass that. No problem at all. Takes his time in front of goal. And this one, to put him out to a 3-goal advantage. Inside the first 8 minutes, Riley Menzel, as easy as you like, pops it straight through. His 25th of the season. And they are on a roll, the Bombers. So the Sportal scoreboard now 3-1-19. Gawler Central yet to score, yet to get an inside 50. Kapunda just absolutely dominating. But an opportunity here. Try and stay close. 3 goals. Not a huge margin at any point of a game. An opportunity to try and lift their heads. Have been competitive in their last 2 losses. Searching for their second win of the season, of course. So back in the middle. Ryan taps it down. Probably his 10th hit out already in this game as they get a chance to go inside 50 for the first time. Gets knocked down in front. Getting onto it first was Dylan Pilkington. Ball still in dispute here as they get a handball out. But now an opportunity, intercept at the right spot. And they respond straight away. Michael Vidal, right place, right time through the big sticks. Plenty of goals kicked here in wet weather footy. And they bring the margin back to 13 points. 1 straight 6. 3-1-19 on the Sportal scoreboard. And Vidal with his 5th goal of the season. He, of course, won behind the barrels goal of the week a few weeks ago with a mind-bending goal. Bounced at right angles. That one a little more elementary. So once again, Ryan taps it down. Wacky was there, couldn't quite get it cleanly. Umpire had the whistle in his mouth, decided not to blow it, and now Gawler Central go back inside forward 50. 1-on-1 ball picked up here, and McKinnon Collins moves the handball out, and now they look to bite off the corridor. Risky kick, but well weighted to Wacky. So just decides what way he's going to go. Was a good kick over the top. Ryan couldn't quite hang on to it. Now Gawler Central, Jew's there with the tackle, spills out to Ryan, tries to get the handball off, instead decides to pop a ball inside forward 50 and just out into space. Who's going to get to it first and pick it up cleanly? Dumped in the tackle, got a handball away. Legally, says the umpire. Now to centre wing. Couldn't quite take the mark, Riley Mitchell. Spills out in front, now Harry Wacky. Whistle's been blown. They've called advantage here. One umpire says advantage, the other says bring it back, and it'll be a free kick here. 52 metres out for Matt Black for the Bombers. Very fast footy here to start this one at Signature Orthodontics Oval. Black pops one up into a dangerous position, waiting for the leapers, crashing down. And wrapped up in a tackle immediately is Nathan Dyer. Ryan taps it down. Jew looking for a handball over the top and getting it immediately and taking the play on. Popping one outside a defensive 50, but intercepted. And a chance to go back inside forward 50, looking for the target. Comes off hands. Ryan's there. Just pops a kick on his boot towards the goal square. Gawler Central have the numbers. They can clear out a defence. They pop a kick over to the top. It was a pretty good kick to Blake Marsden, their vice-captain. Stays with it, spills over near the boundary. Ball stays live. And they move back. Bit of a 1-2 now. Getting it out to Hamish Ralph, who tries a handball over the top. And the defensive pressure holding up pretty well there for Gawler Central. Ball spilling over the boundary just outside of the forward 50 for Kapunda. As we actually see our first chance at a bit of play between the 50s here between these two sides. Ryan tries to take it straight out of the ruck. Handball out, tried to find Mudge, and we start to see the effects of this wet weather. Diekman slipping over, couldn't quite pick it up. Nearly handballing it to the umpire, and it spills free. Vidal does well to find a target right through the middle of the ground, over the mud heap. A one-on-one, Braden Trelagan gets there first and spins out really well, coming back from injury a few weeks ago. A brilliant kick to Zach Diekman. So Diekman has the 45-degree option. In wet weather footy, generally the rules are just go straight down the line. Harry Watkey was there first, and at the back, Dean Saunders, a stoppage. As the rain subsides a little bit here at Gawler, probably gone about an hour or so without any significant rain, as eventually spilling over the boundary. Good pressure from Dylan Pilkington. And it's when this ball does spill over the boundary, there are a lot of mud heaps, very waterlogged ground all the way around the oval. It's going to collect most of its damage. Hurled in, plenty of players slipping over. That was Hakkinen there, who did slip over, but eventually gets a boot on it. Jew couldn't quite pick it up, and now pumped back inside forward 50. Couldn't quite take the mark, but still working onto it well. There was Nathan Dyer spilling out here. Good tackle laid on the paint of 50 and called for a high free kick. So Pilkington will win it for Gawler Central. Thought about the 45, but always a risk out of the back line, so decides to go down the line, sitting in position 1A. Couldn't quite take the mark, Lockie Woods. Handball over the top. Hakkinen lost it. Good handball off from Wacky to Menzel. Tries to fend off and wobbles the ball inside forward 50. One-on-one here at the back. Ryan does well to keep his feet in the end. Loses them eventually. Handballs it back. Hallett gets a handball through Moss and then goes over the top into dangerous territory. And eventually rolling through. Happy to concede a behind there, Gawler Central. 3-2-20 on the Sportal scoreboard. One straight 6, Gawler Central. So 14 points the margin. And jumping up trying to take the mark was Riley Mitchell. Boundary line beating them all. The boundary umpires here today, Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Xavier Galoni. As it's hurled in, 60 from home for Kapunda. Ryan knocks it straight down. Pilkington wrapped up in a tackle immediately, and another stoppage. As we go again, Ryan tangled up in the ruck, over the top. Diekman unmanned in defence, fumbles, moves the ball back through hands though, and losing it. Riley Smith in game 50. Congratulations to him. Gets it back to Aiden Mudge, who has a fair bit of space, can move it back through Matt Black. And they're moving the ball well through hands here, Kapunda. Wet weather, they're doing it right. Now inside forward 50 goes Sam Rhodes. Out the back, Wacky couldn't quite hang on. Oh, it does well to flick it out to Ryan. And the whistle blown. They're going to say no goal. It's going to be brought back for a throw. Harry Wacky nearly getting away with it. Looked fairly clean to me, but Dean Saunders will get a free kick. Credit to Gawler Central's backline here in the last 10 minutes. Onslaught of goals in the first few. And they've recovered well. It has Marsden short. Going to be a little too tall for him. And punched out of bounds by Diekman. Of course, Zach Diekman won a pair of Archie's thongs. He has told me he's passed them on to Aiden Mudge, as they're a little too small for him. So I told him no pressure. But he did win a pair, as did Riley Menzel earlier in the season. And the player of the game here will win another pair of Archie songs and a filming footy beanie, which might come in handy here today, as Hakkinen gets a handball out the back, and they just have to try and find a target with a wobbly ball down the line. But Wyatt Ryan in the right spot to take an intercept mark, looking for something inside forward 50, crashing down 40 metres out, another stoppage. In fact, a free kick paid here to Gawler Central, so Pilkington getting busy here in the first. Oh, grub of a ball. Geez, this opens the door here for Kapunda if they can be clean. A few bodies going down, getting the handball out there was the youngster, and now Vidal. Out the back and a really well-weighted kick. Mark taken here and a chance for Gawler Central to go inside forward 50. Decides to go quickly before the rest of the cavalry arrive, but in the end an easy intercept mark taken by Matt Black. Kick over the top. Diekman saw the heat coming, so decides to go back to Matt Black once again. Zach Diekman, that's a risky handball. Goes out in front, and now a one-on-one inside. Brilliant tackle by Diekman. Benefit of the doubt given to the forward. Trelagan with a handball backwards. Really well done by Braden Trelagan. And they get out of trouble. Callum Farrell with the mark on the painted defensive 50. Braden Trelagan very composed there in the back line, but has to work his way around the mark now, Farrell, but a good mark. The co-captain, Max Neville, will pop a kick inside the corridor. A bit of confusion. Who's going to go for it? Riley Menzel gets there eventually. Ducks under the tackle. Brendan Jew did well there to bring the ball to ground. And now Hakkinen under the contest. Marsden. And they're now on the edge of that mud pit. This is where the ball gets a bit heavier. Pilkington trying to take on the Smith tackle. Gets a handball over the top. Jesse Paul now around the body. Now spills free. Vidal gets another opportunity in front of goal. He's going to have a crack. And he's going to put it through. The second goal for Michael Vidal. His 5th of the season. And just makes this first quarter that little bit closer. Repeat entries for Gawler Central. Put a bit of pressure on the Kapunda backline. And they've done well. Conceded the first 3 goals of the first quarter. And now on the Sportal scoreboard, 3-2-20, 2 straight 12. An 8-point advantage for the Bombers. "19 minutes gone in this first quarter. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to the BLG partners as well, who do a fantastic job for this league. Corridon Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White Gawler East, West End, the Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plus, Terry White Kemar, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel. As a mark's taken here by Callum Farrell, 60 from home. A little too far out to score. Lowers the eyes to Jack Ryan. Spills through. He's still amongst it. Jack Ryan gets a handball out the back. And here we go. Kapunda, an opportunity in front of goal. I think that was Charlie Moss. Couldn't quite convert through for a minor score. The debutant Charlie Moss, another Bulldogs under-18 player. Plenty getting around here on the Gawler Central deck, as they have to retrieve the ball over. Now, that's the other thing. When this ball goes over through the goals, this Greyhound track is muddy. It is going to pick up a lot of dirt throughout this game, so wouldn't be surprised if they rotate through a few pills throughout this contest. As they go long down the outer side. Big hoof, but intercept mark taken by Zach Diekman. Been pretty good in this one early. A good kick over the top. Hallett breaks through. Vidal closing though. Couldn't get a clean handball away. Brilliant work by the Tigers defence. So looking for a target out of this situation. And it looks like we've got a 25 as well. So I had a few words to say. Cody Hallett, it seems, still having a conversation with the umpire as well. And sets the mark in the middle of Gawler Central, which opens up all angles here for Michael Vidal, and decides to go straight down the middle. Looking for Mitchell over the top. Wyatt Ryan sitting underneath it. Diekman gets the handball out. Mitchell's there, breaking through. And it looks like we're going to get another stoppage. All dumped to the ground. In fact, ball spilling out in the last second. Jesse Paul now in the right position, chasing away with sharing the blonde locks with Riley Smith. Five goals kicked in this first quarter, nearly 22 minutes gone. A few minutes left now into time on as Ryan takes it straight out of the ruck and just pops a high ball up. Mudge sitting underneath it. It was always going to be a hard attempt. McKinnon Collins is there as well, just trying to tunnel a ball out. And eventually getting it out. Vidal gets another touch, comes out the back. Diekman trying to hang on to a mark. Black picks up the mess and bombs a long ball down the line. A little too strong there for Matt Stewart, and now a contest ensues, 60 from home. As they bite off the corridor, and Vidal takes a good mark. A one-on-one here, Pilkington getting one hand onto it, and just pops a ball on his boot inside forward 50, hacks it off the ground. Matt Black's there against Mitchell, and getting out, spilling free. Riley Mitchell picking it up, Diekman with the tackle, and we get a stoppage. Now, Tom Lockwood's been busy down back as well for Kapunda to start this one. Ryan off hands, Mitchell straight out of the ruck. A whistle being blown though on a free kick to Gawler Central. Brendan Dew getting a little bit too much attention. So it looks like it was Matt Black there who was playing directly on the playing coach, Brendan Dew. Of course, former Central District Bulldog at league level. Come across from Mildura in the Sunraysia Footy League last year. There was a really good chat with him on Behind the Barrel throughout the week. Trying to eye off a few more wins in the second half of the season, but mainly just build development, put games into these youngsters. But Brendan Dew himself trying to kick an important goal as he snuck it through. And goal umpire says no, just a minor score on the Sportal scoreboard to bring it back to 8 points. The first for Gawler Central, 2-1-13, 3-3-21. Is now looking for an option short, gets touched, and now Gawler Central can get back in through Marsden. Handball over the top, and now Dew with a little bit of space, albeit tucked against the boundary. Look for an option short, but a brilliant mark diving across was Trelagan. And a good return game so far in this first quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic. As Trelagan now goes long down the line to the outer side. Out the back, Dean Saunders is going to get there first, but not before the boundary does. So, hurling it back in. Wyatt Ryan knocks it straight down in front. Spills out and quickly wrapped up in a tackle by Callum Farrell. And we get a stoppage. Neither ruckman able to get any hand on it there. Wyatt Ryan now picking it up. And quickly dumped down. So repeat stoppages will be the game with wet weather footy. Well, also a reminder as well, we'll go around the ground soon, probably at the start of the second quarter, and have a look at all the scores from around the BLG. Of course, if you would like to keep up with it, stay tuned to this game, of course, and stay on stream. But you can go to blgfa.com.au and keep up to date with all scores, not just the A grade, but all across the men's and women's competitions and all juniors. As Mudge spins out of the tackle, they take the advantage, go towards forward 50, gets knocked down straight in front. Jack Ryan's there, gets knocked down, maybe collected on the head as Saunders, with a bit of room, finds Jesse Paul. The youngsters for Gawler Central combining. And a short kick is really good to the vice-captain in Blake Marsden. As a whistle's been blown here, player down behind play. That's young Alex Freeble. Just in the middle of the ground right now. Looks to be in a bit of a sore way. The trainer's attending to him. Didn't quite see what happened there. And he does get up now, thankfully, which is good to see. Maybe collected a little high. And in fact, he's actually holding his leg up. So, not a good sign there for Alex. We wish you well, mate. Hopefully nothing too serious. While we wait for Alex to head off the ground, of course, they'll resume this game in a moment. We look around the grounds for the A grade for blgfa.com.au. A very close game at the Williston Footy Club, 128. Barossa 0-4. Freeling currently with a 7-point advantage over Nuri, 4-3-27 to 3-2-20. Angerson with an 8-point advantage over the undefeated South Gawler, as mark's been taken here on centre wing for Gawler Central. So, close games all the way around the BLG here at the moment. We'll keep you updated throughout the game as Vidal goes long down the line, but Kapunda have the numbers, and Ralph takes an easy intercept mark. Can go across to Lockwood, or he can go in the opposite direction, goes down the line, and perfect kick in the end to Callum Farrell, who's had a fair bit of the pill. Goes short, and finds Sam Rhodes, and right through the middle of the ground. Now Lockwood, a kick over the top, finds the ground first, and now Marsden can break through and conveniently punches it straight down. And now going inside forward 50, 2-on-2, Trolagan has been absolutely fantastic down back. Takes an intercept mark. Chips the ball across, Mudge. And now Kapunda look to get to work late in this first quarter. Ralph. Just like circle work here at the moment, finding target after target, trying to find Kelly, but a good fist over the line by Jet Poolish. So despite Kapunda having a lot more of the footy in this first quarter, Gawler Central have made the most of their opportunities inside forward 50. Both goals coming from Michael Vidal as it's knocked straight down. Harry Wacky picks it up just like it's dry weather footy. Pumps the ball inside forward 50. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark there. Howard Thorpe in defence for Gawler Central, and now the ball in dispute. And it looks as if we may get another stoppage as Riley Menzel wrap him up in a tackle. So the rucks arrive. Ryan knocks it straight down in front. Hacked out. And now a high ball comes off hands. And just hacked off the ground now to centre wing. Knocking it down, Riley Smith. Getting to it first and doing really well. But Ralph for the tackle. Ball spills free. That's going to be holding the ball every day of the week. So Hamish Ralph just stops and composes now. Nearly 29 minutes gone. Gets knocked down in front. Harry Wacky gets a handball out. And now handball over the top from Rhodes. Oh, geez, not quite enough on it. And maybe a clean handball there would have given him a set shot at goal. But first quarter done. Really, really good game of footy. Wet weather, but both clubs pretty clean with the pill in their hands. It's 2-1-13 to 3-3-21. First quarter, don't go anywhere. Second quarter coming right up. Welcome back here to Signature Orthodontics Oval here at Gawler Central Footy Club. Second quarter about to get underway. And it was a really good start at Kapunda. They kicked the first 3 goals inside the first 8 minutes, but Gawler Central went bang bang through Michael Vidal and got the game back close, 2-1-13 to 3-3-21. Just before the second quarter gets back underway, we look around the grounds for blgfa.com.au. It's a close game at the start of the second quarter. Williston up by 5 points over Barossa District, 139 to 0-4. And then for at Freeling Oval, 4-4-28. Freeling with a 7-point advantage, 3-3-21 over Nuri. South Gawler, 2 straight 12. Currently down by 9 points, 3-3-21 to Angerson at South Gawler. So you can stay tuned to all the scores from around the grounds and from across all grades, blgfa.com.au. As the second quarter about to get back underway, the umpires here today, Rob Polito, Andrew Mills and John McGann. Goal scorers in the first quarter, Cody Hallett, Jack Ryan, Riley Menzel with a goal apiece. And Michael Vidal with 2 as Brendan Dew straight out of the middle. Looks to go inside forward 50, not able to hang on to the mark. It's always going to be hard in wet weather as Vidal takes it from the paint of 50 and looks inside. Bouncing ball, couldn't quite be clean with it. Jared Jenner gets his first look at it. Trelagan just fends off a couple and goes back to Mudge. Has an open Wyatt Ryan over the top. Has a few players closing. And goes to a one-on-one contest. Riley Menzel gets punched down in front and taking it cleanly was Hakkinen. In fact, that was Poolish. 2 Jets in the Gawler Central side. Handball out. And now Ryan. Pop a high ball up inside forward 50, dropping down in front. Not great communication there for the back line of Gawler Central. Farrell spills the ball, drops down in front, but now back inside McKinnon Collins, juggling. Unable to take the mark, Kelly, but spills out the back, breaks through one tackle, gets the handball off to Menzel, stabilises himself in front of goal and sneaks it through. Kapunda get the first of the second quarter and the second of the afternoon for Riley Menzel, the leading goal scorer in the competition. And just showed his composure there. He turned his head and saw the tackler closing, decided he wasn't going to panic, and popped it through. So on the Sportal scoreboard, 4-3-27, 2-1-13, out to a 14-point margin here at Gawler Central. The Bombers just with 1 loss on the season, after losing 13 last year. They have their tails up this year. Looks like they're putting a bit of attention into Brendan Dew in the middle, as well as they've sent Logan McKinnon Collins to do a job on him. We thank Gawler Central sponsors as well. Springwood Gawler East, Signature Orthodontics, Kanga, Millard Conveyancing, Hooked on Cranes and Rigging, I Perform, King Constructions, Dynamic Signs, Gawler South Bakery, Kingsford Hotel and LJ Hooker, Gawler and Barossa. And a special shout out as well to Club President Simon Argent. All club presidents from around the BLG have been incredibly accommodating to filming footy this year, and myself for the show and the call. But Simon's been fantastic this week. So brilliant work you're doing here at the footy club. As now they go right out of the middle, right on cue. Looking for a target inside forward 50, just dropping it down in front. Mitchell couldn't quite take it, but Marsden was incredibly clean with the pickup. Moves it back to Mitchell, finds the ground first though, and now over near the boundary. Hack a ball inside and allow his forwards to do the work. Vidal couldn't quite take it. Oh, geez, did he get legal disposal? He didn't. Call for a throw. There's now a bit of soft rain falls across Signature Orthodontics Oval. Get a set shot coming from Tyler King. This one on a slight angle, only has to kick this about 35 metres. And it'll be a pretty quick response here for Gawler Central if he's able to put it through. Just the 1 goal for the season for Tyler King. Rolling in, putting it out to the right-hand side and through for a minor score. So 2-2-14 it reads for Gawler Central, 4-3-27 the Bombers, 13-point margin. So looking for an option out of defence. They go to the near side and standing out in front and taking the mark. And now Lowering the eyes inside forward 50. Comes out the back. Mudge couldn't quite take it. And did well, Vidal. So he can have a crack at goal. Gee, that's close. Gets punched through in the end. Jenner unable to get to it. Minor score. Back to 12 points. As they find a short option. On. Taken away by Marsden. Hands it off to Pilkington. Nearly losing the ball. Just fumbles it away, Mudge. And umpire says free kick to Kapunda. So they get out of jail there. Nearly turning it over. And kicking it to Black. Had Vidal closing. Did well to get it to Jack Ryan, who's a long way from home. And goes into the corridor. Moss on debut. Had Riley Smith short. Decides to go a little longer to Cody Hallett in a one-on-one against Dean Saunders, who hung over the back a little too early. And free kick to Cody Hallett. Will pump a ball inside forward 50. One-on-one contest. A little too strong there for Hakkinen. Comes out the back and now pushing off was Jake Kelly. Oh, did well to duck under the tackle. Maybe should have gone with the outside of the boot. Tried to find a target inside forward 50. Thorpe did well to clear the hands and get the handball away. Goes out towards Saunders and Hallett, and boundary line beats them both. Wasn't able to get a hand on it, so the Bombers quickly playing on from the boundary. And a mark on 50 to Harry Watke. Has the option over the top. Now Mudge in a bit of space. Can compose himself in front of goal and split the middle. Brilliant work straight from the boundary. They were 80 from home. Found Harry Watke short. And the co-captain does well to compose himself. Aiden Mudge with his first goal of the afternoon. 4 for the season. Moves the Bombers 5-3-33, 2-3-15. An even 3-goal advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. So Kapunda kick a couple goals early in this one just to build their advantage back out. Took an 8-point advantage into quarter time. Now 6 minutes later they're a couple more goals up. Back in the middle, Ryan taps it straight down. Watke looking for him immediately, and why wouldn't you? He's in brilliant form. McKinnon Collins collecting him a bit high, so free kick going the way of Pilkington and Gawler Central. Pops one up to the half-forward line, and flying back was Diekman, taking a good intercept mark. One of the best intercept marks in the league for mine. And a good mark to McKinnon Collins in centre wing. It goes in the Wyatt Ryan direction, gets knocked down in front. Spills out. Charlie Moss may be taken down without it. No whistle blown. Now, really good mark taken. So now they can go again here, the Bombers, right through the middle of the ground. Harry Watke with way too much space. Now Matt Black through the mud patch inside forward 50. Ryan unable to take the mark. Spills free. Comes down in front. Gets it on the second attempt. Oh, couldn't get the kick away. Should have been a free kick there to the Tigers. Marsden with a handball over the top. Saunders and now to Hakkinen. Can go out a defensive 50 and pop a ball to centre wing. But a good mark taken by Ralph. So Hamish Ralph has options to the left. Decides to go longer down the line. And a good kick. Couldn't quite take the mark. Leading up in front was Nathan Dyer. Marsden trying to break through. Dumped down by Harry Watke. And now the Rucks. Neither one able to get to it first, so Farrell gets there and tries to get the handball away, but instead just wobbles the ball inside forward 50. Jack Ryan was in the right spot to take it away. Gets the handball out. Now Hallett will get to it first. Just picks it up and is going to bomb one around his body. A little too strong for Menzel and a little too right of the goalposts. Through for a minor score. 5-4-34 plays 2-3-15. So, Gawler Central now looking for an option. Getting it short, Hakkinen couldn't quite hang on to it. Now has Jack Ryan closing. He's talented. He can bend one around his body. Not bending it far enough. And through for another minor score. So just edging the lead out now to 20. 34 plays 15. So they decide to go a little longer out of danger this time. And another intercept mark taken. McKinnon Collins on the paint of 50. You just get the feeling it's starting to come undone here a little bit for Gawler Central, and the game could break open. Repeat inside 50s here for Kapunda. Dropping down in front, and now Ryan gets the handball out. Free player is Cody Hallett. Couldn't quite pick it up cleanly, and Mitchell out of defence. 2-on-2 on the outer side. Marsden's there as well as Vidal, who sockers it along the ground. And now a foot race. You might as well just keep it going towards forward 50. Marsden taken down without it. Umpire standing in the right position to give away the free kick, but said play on, and we get a stoppage on the corner of the centre square. Knocked down straight in front. Wacky gets the handball out, and McKinnon Collins around his body, but an intercept mark taken on centre wing by Blake Marsden. In fact, Matt Stewart had the short option, a little too strong. McKinnon Collins was there and escorting it over Joel Van Dongen. You just get the feeling the temperature needs to turn up a little bit here for Gawler Central. Not out of it yet, but just threatening here at the moment. Circling out of the contest, trying to keep it in play was Tyler Best, and running out of real estate. So boundary umpires to hurl it back in. Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Xavier Galoni running the sidelines here today, as Pilkington's wrapped up in a tackle, and we get another repeat stoppage. As we see Alex Freeble on the sideline as well with the crutches, so you can rule him out for the day, unfortunately. As Mitchell goes inside forward 50, looking for the target and getting it in Riley Mitchell. Getting it straight from Brad Mitchell. And this one, a really tricky set shot opportunity. Looks like he's going to give it every go though. Tucked up against the boundary. Right up against the fence post. We'll have to give this one a ride from 50 metres. And then some. With players on the line. So Mitchell not going to quite have the distance covered. Good kick, though, into a dangerous position here. Marsden gets the handball out, but called for the throw. And defence held up well there for Kapunda, as Diekman finds a short option. And they look to get it out straight away through Sam Rhodes. Gets the handball away, but Pilkington's there, got his fingertips on it. Jew handballs it straight over the top, and Vidal will just hack it off the ground, FIFA World Cup style, but comes straight back out, and Mudge can compose things here for Kapunda with a 20-point advantage midway through this second quarter. Aiden Mudge, long down the line, in the right direction of Wyatt Ryan, gets knocked down in front. Cody Hallett couldn't pick it up cleanly. Best in the contest as well. McKinnon Collins wrapped up by Saunders and Marsden. And Rucks to go at it once again. Knocked down in front. Riley Smith straight off the ground. And now Saunders gets it away. Van Dongen try to get a handball away. Hacking it off the ground, but probably going to go out before anyone can touch it. It does, so Wyatt Ryan will bring it back into play. Wyatt Ryan, a kick over the top, trying to weight it perfectly. Fisted out of bounds by Nate Oldman. Thanks again to our streaming partners, of course, UTF Trailers, Doman & Co. Archie's, a pair of Archies and a filming footy beanie goes to the best player of the game. Of course, this stream brought to you by Dartfish and Filming Footy, as they're getting the footy all wiped clean in the benches. As Ryan gets hands to it first over Oldman, and now spills free, but quickly wrapped up in a tackle is Joel Van Dongen. Kane Van Dongen in the number 24 playing his first game for Gawler Central here today in the A grade. Comes out the back and McKinnon Collins takes it from 55 and wobbles the ball inside forward 50. Ryan unable to hang on to the mark, gets it on the second attempt. Tries to tunnel a handball underneath and now spills free. McKinnon Collins is there. In fact, that's Harry Watke called for holding the ball. Even one of the more premier players in the competition unable to get away from that. Brilliant tackle and defence for Gawler Central. So we'll go down the line. Pack closing. Breaking through was Wyatt Ryan and just about every other player clearing through as Smith was shoved in the back by Brendan Jew. Smith playing in game 50. Lowers the eyes inside, forward 50 and a brilliant mark in the wet taken by Ryan. Jack Ryan, already one goal here this afternoon. Will have a set shot from about 40 to 45 metres. Has Riley Menzel hanging around him as well. We know he loves a goal, but hasn't even looked in his direction. Jack Ryan, just his 4th game of the season. Already 11 goals for the youngster. This one for his 12th. And his 2nd of the afternoon. That is dead-eye straight, right over the top of the goal umpire's beanie. And that is a brilliant kick to put them out now by 26 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 6-5-41, plays 2-3-15. They have owned this second quarter, the Bombers. So brilliant work from Jack Ryan. A fantastic mark in the wet as well. Pack mark taken in wet conditions. Brilliant hands. He kicked 4 goals in the representative match as well to lead the way for all goal scorers against the Riverland Footy League at Loxton North last week. So brilliant stuff. Becomes the second multiple goal scorer for Kapunda. Both him and Riley Menzel were 2 apiece. So the 3rd goal of this second quarter for Kapunda. Gawler Central unable to convert on one as Riley Menzel has now gone in the middle, going head-to-head with Blake Marsden, trying to funnel the ball out, picking it up Neville, eventually getting it out, and now underneath it, just gets funneled out the back by Saunders. Tries to get a handball through, but intercepted by Ben White on debut, gets smothered, and now just hacking a ball towards forward 50. Menzel's there, lays the tackle, Dean Saunders on top of him, and a stoppage. The rucks once again, Oldman going up against Ryan, and Ryan takes it out easily. Pops it out to the debutant who pops the ball inside forward 50. Smith breaks through, and now a chance for Jake Kelly to have a crack at goal. Gee, that's a fair kick. Just a little too far out to the right. Through for a minor score. He's threatened well up forward. He's 2nd behind of the afternoon, unable to convert on an opportunity, but certainly threatening. And out to a 27-point margin now, Kapunda. 42 plays 15 on the Sportal scoreboard. And they look to go right up the middle here, Gawler Central. Always a little risk, especially with that mud patch, but a brilliant kick to Tyler Best. And sees an option he likes out. Had Mitchell, also had Oldman. Boundary found at first. As they come inside, Marsden, a sloppy kick from Kapunda. Couldn't quite pick the ball up cleanly though, Marsden. A handball over the top and it's just pinging around. Hacked onto the boot of Jesse Paul. And now a high ball up. Ralph getting to it, just funneling a ball forward. But Brendan Jew picks it up with one hand and now from 55 has an option over the top. I believe it's Jenner. Wide open. Can have a set shot opportunity from straight in front. Hasn't seen much of it today, Jenner. Looks like he's going to go around the body. He's not going to waste any time either. As easy as you like. Puts through his first of the afternoon. Jared Jenner, his 13th goal of the season as well. Actually started the season in the reserves. Where he kicked 5 goals. He's kicked 12 since then in the A grade. He's been absolutely fantastic, including a bag of 4 in their most recent. And a much-needed goal there to cut the lead back to 21 points for Gawler Central. So 3-3-21 to 6-6-42 on the Sportal scoreboard. 19 minutes gone in this second quarter. Thank you for joining us from wherever you're watching the BLGFA match of the round. As the umpires bring it back into the middle, field umpires here today, Rob Polito, Andrew Mills and John McGann. So the rucks again. Ryan goes up in the ruck against Oldman, who's got a tough task ahead of him. Paul gets a handball back, did really well to Pilkington. Tries to get the handball away, and Menzel, too strong, did really well to hold him up. As they look to go inside forward 50, probably had every right to take advantage there, Kapunda. But it's brought back into the middle, allows the Tigers to set up their defence. So Menzel pops a ball inside forward 50. Sitting underneath it, couldn't quite hang on to the mark though, was Mason Don't. And dropping a kick over the top, Kelly takes an easy, uncontested mark. Albeit on a tough angle, will get a set shot to try and respond immediately. As I mentioned before, already kicked 2 behinds here this afternoon. So Jake Kelly's kicked 4 goals for the season. Has to walk through a little bit of a mud patch underfoot, 45 from home. Have to kick this one from about 40 metres, tucked up against the boundary. Kelly looks on a good line. And he's got it through. Brilliant kick. They respond straight away, Kapunda. And Jake Kelly with his first of the afternoon. And the wet weather not bothering their scoring at all. 7-6-48. 3-3-21 for Gawler Central. 27-point advantage now for Kapunda. As a bit more rain starts to fall here again, the umbrellas are out at Gawler Central. So I'm intrigued by the midfield setup here as well. Max Neville in the middle. Looks like he's playing a close tagging role on Blake Marsden. There's the rucks again. Daly Eichner gone into the ruck now for Gawler Central just to put a bigger body into Wyatt Ryan, and a stoppage. There's a fair few of the boys get up muddy. Once again, Ryan knocks it straight down, and they will get muddy. Maybe a few Guernsey changes as the umpire will get him out of the mud patch. Ryan against Eichner in the ruck, knocks it straight down. Couldn't quite pick it up cleanly, and this is where it gets real messy. Spills out the back, Mudge gets the handball off, Menzel tries to spill the ball free, and just a wobbly ball out. And mark's been taken here by Ben White. Another Dogs under 18 player getting his A-grade debut. Pops the ball up, and that's in the right position. If you're waiting for the Flyers, sitting underneath it was Ryan, and it drops down where Jet Poolish was jumped on top of. Dangerous position here if you're Gawler Central. Ryan up in the ruck, gets knocked down, going up against Eichner. Trying to get it through. He had a bit of time there, Poolish, does eventually get rid of it. Hallett. Wrapped up by Saunders. Ryan, Eichner gets the tap down this time, trying to break 3 again. Comes out the back and, geez, couldn't quite pick it up there, Jesse Paul. Oh, a hack out of the contest as he got it through. He has. Nathan Dyer on the board. Something out of nothing there for Kapunda. It was just a scrap. Half the players in there absolutely caked in mud. And Nathan Dyer gets an important goal, gets it out to a game-high 33-point lead for the Bombers. And they are putting some goals on the board here. Already 8 goals in this contest. 8-6-54 to 3-3-21 on the Sportal scoreboard. just shy of 24 minutes gone here in this second quarter. They had a lead of 8 points at quarter time. And they've put the foot on the gas in this second quarter. And showing they can just do it against anyone here at the moment. As Menzel going up against Vidal, the two number threes. Even though their numbers are covered up at the moment. Gets knocked down. Gawler Central get a chance. Now Brendan Dew has a bit of time to compose himself going inside forward 50, looking for Mitchell. Getting a clean pick-up, tucked against the boundary. Has a crack at goal, albeit a pretty tricky one. And goes out of bounds on the full. So Ralph. Looking for some options. Dropping one short. Nearly poked away. Now they go to centre wing. Waiting for the leapers. Comes out the back. Hallett was there. Just bounced off him in the tackle, but does well. Ryan up against Eichner. Vidal couldn't quite pick it up cleanly. Menzel underneath, and Eichner sits on top of him. Ryan gets in position 1A for the ruck. Tries to get the handball away, but a good tackle from Pilkington. Wins himself a free kick. So a goal incredibly important here for Gawler Central to get within striking distance. Just ushers everyone over to the right-hand side. To the paint of 50. Gets knocked down in front. Brendan Dew now. Handball out. Jenner. Maybe legged there was Brendan Dew. The ball's going to come back. Advantage. Wouldn't have got him a goal anyway, but it'll come back to the paint of 50 here as a free kick has been paid to Brendan Dew. It'll be interesting to see if he takes a set shot opportunity. Doesn't look to be in too much of a rush as they're still waiting for the ball to come back to him. Brendan Dew eventually getting the footy back. Bit of time burnt in the process. Now 26.5 minutes on the Sportal scoreboard. And that footy will be muddy as well. It's just crossed the greyhound track. As he gets a skip into the paint of 50, pops one up towards goal. Doesn't quite have the distance covered. Braden Trelagan makes sure it goes through for a minor score. 32 points the margin. 22 plays 54. So Ralph goes long, a pack of 10 to 15 players underneath it. Moss couldn't quite take it, neither could Menzel, and now Saunders pops a handball over the top. Jesse Paul gets a bad bounce. Now still a hot ball inside forward 50. Pilkington's there. Harry Watke is in the contest as well as Cody Hallett. Matt Black's there as well. Knocked down, Daly Eichner getting the hit down against Wyatt Ryan, and another stoppage on the paint of 50. And a free kick being paid here. Free kick going the way of Wyatt Ryan in the ruck. Has the short option to Liam Opitz in game 100 as well for Opitz. Drops it and couldn't quite take the mark, Howard Thorpe, and there's the siren for half-time. A dominant second quarter for Kapunda. They took an 8-point lead at quarter time into a 32-point lead at half-time. Still, 60 minutes is a long time in footy. Anything can happen for Gawler Central here, but they'll have to start hot in the third quarter. We're going to go to a bit of a break. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming right up. Welcome back here to the Gawler Central Footy Club. Second half about to get underway. Of course, it's Kapunda with a 32-point lead at the moment, 8-6-54 to 3-4-22 for filming footy. My name is Lewis McKenna, interrupted by the siren there briefly. Got Brandon on the camera as well. Before we go over the goal scorers in this match, we'll talk about the blgfa.com.au around the grounds. Williston currently with a 22-point advantage over Barossa District, 6-8-44 to 3-4-22. Freeling possibly eyeing off an upset, 5-5-35 to 4-7-31, a 4-point advantage over Nuri. And a really close game, South Gawler and Angaston, 5-4-34. Angaston with a 1-point advantage at halftime, 5-5-35. Trying to get South Gawler their first defeat of the season. The goal scorers in this one, it's Michael Vidal with 2, Jared Jenner with 1. And for Kapunda, Riley Menzel and Jack Ryan with 2 apiece. Jake Kelly, Nathan Dyer, Cody Hallett and Aiden Mudge all with 1. The tail of the tape, it was an 8-point advantage for Kapunda at the first break, 3-3-21 to 2-1-13. Kapunda kicking the first 3 goals of the game. But the second quarter belonged to Kapunda, 5-3-33 to 1-3-9 in the second quarter alone, winning the quarter by 4 goals even. And now out to a 32-point margin as the umpires get us back underway at Signature Orthodontics Oval here at the home of the Gawler Central Tigers as Watke out of the middle. Saunders punches it down in front, and Farrell now lowers the eyes inside, forward 50. Neville couldn't quite get to it first. Now poked away, trying to stay with it, Howard Thorpe. And gets a bit of push and shove from the co-captain. Playing up forward as well, Max Neville usually, at least in my time calling him, usually a midfield to half-back sort of operator. So a bit of movement of the magnets for Jesse Lonergan, who tells me at the start of the game that he should be back next week. Hasn't played for a few weeks after a bit of a quad injury. As Ryan with the tackle inside forward 50 for Kapunda doesn't allow Oldman to go anywhere. Ryan and a free kick being paid here. Looks like it's going the way of Wyatt Ryan. Nate Oldman holding on to him, so a set shot opportunity here for the big fella. Has 7 goals on the season. Eyes off the goals straight away. Kicking towards the brilliant, fairly new scoreboard here at Gawler Central Footy Club. Hangs it out to the right. Doesn't maybe quite have the distance. And Hakkinen was smart enough to rush it through for a minor score and get the margin out to 33. 55 plays 22 on the Sportal scoreboard. We thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. Few debutants in this game as well. It's been brilliant to watch them get their BLGA grade careers underway. As they risky kick just over the outstretched hands of Harry Watke, finds Thorpe. Go over the top to his coach and Dew. And a short ball is good to Pilkington as they try and calculate their way out of their defensive half. And a good short ball to Mitchell. Brad Mitchell, the captain. And Brad Mitchell, long and high. Ryan sitting underneath it. Oldman did well just to worry him out of it. Black playing goalkeeper out the back. Pilkington couldn't take it clean. And now Mitchell breaking through. Mudge picking it up. Wrapped up in a Pilkington tackle. Dylan Pilkington definitely been one of Gawler Central's best here this afternoon. Still with a chance if they can get the first 1 or 2 on the board as Dew finds a bit of room out the back of the contest. Goes inside forward 50, but Zach Diekman, body work was exceptional from the half-back. Got himself in the right position to take the mark. There's a bit more rain now starting to fall in Gawler. Centre wing Ryan trying to break through. Saunders winning the free kick. Doing well, giving away a fair bit of size in the one-on-one contest against Ryan. So now Saunders will look for an option inside forward 50. Just has to put it out in space. Jared Jenner's going to get there first. In fact, Matt Black just gets a foot on it in time. Vidal's there. Black has to get rid of it as he dove on top of the footy. Liam Opitz was there, but a good tackle there Out the back, Matt Black, ball spills free. Mudge escorts it over the boundary line. So boundaries to hurl it back in. Wyatt Ryan taps it down in front and just hacked out of defence. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Harry Watke there as well. Picked up and got the handball out the back of the contest. Pilkington couldn't quite pick it up. Jesse Paul running out of real estate. And a big puddle there in front of the GC bench. Arm wrestle at the start of this third quarter. Neither team able to get a really good look in front of goals. Wyatt Ryan taps it out the back, and now Callum Farrell a bit of space. And pop it to centre wing. Spills out the back, and McKinnon Collins was there, but Poolish arrives first for the Tigers. Oh, risky kick across the line. Hakkinen takes it. Menzel poked it away. Was lucky not to give away 25. And can switch right across. Has the option. Decides to drop it short. Harry Watke, though, sitting in the hole. And it will be 25. Dill Pilkington coming through. A split second too late. Watke now thinking about playing on. Very short 25 metres as well. Harry Watke would have thought it'd be a set shot opportunity, but instead has to find an option inside. Nearly got it there to Ryan. Gets punched down in front. Now the debutante's going to work out of the footy first, but not before it's kicked along the ground close to the boundary. Saunders with a handball out the back, and Marsden's going to pick it up. Just with one hand down the line, and Ralph with a brilliant pick-up like it's dry weather. Handball spills out free out the back, and now Best will just try and pump it on the boot. Farrell will pick up the scraps and pop one back towards their forward 50. Jew, Pilkington, and out of trouble. Poolish hands it off to Mitchell. Pops a kick over the top and finds Riley Mitchell. Just picks it up off of his shoelaces. Untouched off the mark. So Jenner, who was thinking he was going to be a chance for Mark Black sitting in the hole, spills out. Marsden maybe hung on to. In fact, they're saying it's going the other way. No, he pointed the wrong way originally, the umpire. Marsden have to work his way back through the mud. Probably a little too far out to score. Matt Black standing at the 49-metre mark. Drops a kick inside forward 50, looking for Jenner. Gets the handball out. Jesse Paul now had a crack at goals, was never on line, through for a minor score. Back to that same 32-point margin we had at half-time. The 23 plays 55. 6.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Ralph with a lot of real estate to wheel out a defence. Moss couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Nathan Dyer couldn't either, and the boundary line. Boundary umpires here today. Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Xavier Galoni. Hurling it back in. Oldman and Ryan. Ryan takes it straight out but couldn't hang on to it. Spills out in front, and Jesse Paul does well. Gets Harry Watke sliding across. Farrell was there and dumped down in the tackle. Stuck on the wing. Oldman, Ryan. Ryan knocking it down. Watke caught high. Good work from Harry Watke, caught in a high tackle from Joel Van Dongen. Has Charlie Moss short. Decides he's going to go down the line of the centre square. Comes out the back. Poolish not quite paid the mark. Maybe touched on the way through. Did well though, Howard Thorpe. Just missed on the handball to Saunders. Has to get back onto it, Thorpe. Spills through. Another second, third effort. Trying to get the handball out to Marsden. Now Kapunda intercept. Gets a handball off Harry Watke now to Hallett. Going inside forward 50. Both players hanging on to each other. So umpire says play on. Eventually getting a handball out the back. And now Saunders can clear out of defence. A kick over the top. And a whistle's been blown here. Umpire away from the play. Downfield free kick. Maybe a bit of abuse coming for Kapunda. As Gawler Central chip the ball across. And go long down the line, 2-on-2. Leading up at the footy was Tyler King. Gets knocked down in front. Waki gets to it first. King jumps on top of him. And centre wing, we get a ball up. Oldman and Ryan once again. Ryan has had plenty of it. Vidal, good second effort, gets the handball out. And now inside forward 50 go the Tigers. 1-on-1. Ralph does well to get it to the boundary. Umpire to hurl it in on the paint of 50. Special thank you, of course, to Gawler Central sponsors who do a fantastic job supporting local footy. Springwood Gawler East, Signature Orthodontics, Kanga Millard Conveyancing. There's a handball out the back here and Kapunda clear. Just through the hands. Comes out the back, Jack Ryan couldn't quite pick it up. And a crunching tackle, holding the ball, going the way of the Bombers. McKinnon Collins gets the handball out, now down the line. Looking for Menzel, spills out, and now Hakkinen can hack one down the line and intercept mark taken by Wyatt Ryan. So just to finish off those sponsors, Hooked On Cranes and Rigging, I Perform, King Constructions, Dynamic Signs, Gawler South Bakery, Kingsford Hotel, LJ Hooker, Gawler and Barossa. There's Mudge on the corner of the centre square at Signature Orthodontics Oval. Had Menzel short, had McKinnon Collins, went the boundary instead. Third of two options. So Central will get it and look to switch. Dean Saunders and go all the way back to Kane Van Dongen on debut. Had an option in Jesse Paul, couldn't quite take the intercept mark, and a brilliant pickup from the youngster. Goes down the line, now spilling out. Matt Black picking it up. Oh, Mitchell, a crunching tackle. And they're going to say it's a free kick here, a bit of a scrap. You might not be able to catch it as it's right in front of the Greyhound signage. They are getting absolutely stuck into each other down there. It was a pretty rough tackle there in the end from Riley Mitchell as it went over the boundary. They're going to get a free kick here. Kapunda have the numbers down the line if they move it quickly. Matt Black has to take it, and he was the one involved in the scuffle. So down the line, McKinnon Collins couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Falls down in front. Jake Kelly there. Spills through, and now Riley Menzel bombs the ball inside forward 50. Had Jack Ryan there. Now a chance. Jake Kelly, a lot of space in front of goal. Puts one through. The first of the third quarter to either side. And it often happens after a scuffle, doesn't it? One team loses their head, the other team capitalise. And Kelly kicks his second. 2-2 for Jake Kelly. Has been busy up forward. 61-23 on the Sportal scoreboard. A game-high 38-point lead for the Bombers. So sixth goal of the season, Jake Kelly. He's been really impactful up forward in a high-pressure game. It's been harder for the leading targets to get an option, the likes of Jack Ryan, even though he has put a couple through. And Riley Menzel, a third player with a couple of Riley Menzel right on cue. Brilliant tap down from Ryan inside forward 50. Over the outstretched hands of Neville, now tucked in the boundary. Losing the ball, umpire says hurl it in. Nathan Dyer unable to win the free kick. So deep in attack here as well. This has got this first quarter run written all over it where Kapunda get repeat entries inside forward 50. And they can turn it into scoreboard pressure. Hurled in. Ryan going up in the ruck. That's Jack Ryan this time. Spills out free, but Hakkinen can just go out of defence and looking for Marsden to get to it first, but Riley Smith's going to beat him to it. Just has to get the handball back to Mudge and does. Now Mudge can wheel around onto the right, inside forward 50, and nearly outnumbered there. Jack Ryan spills over the boundary. So it'll be hurled in around 45 from goal for Kapunda. 9-7, 61, 3-5, 23. 38-point advantage for Kapunda, second on the ladder. Wyatt Ryan, a handball over the top to Menzel, crunched after he kicked it, but got the kick away. Neville couldn't quite take it. Howard Thorpe's there under the pack, wrapped up quickly by Jack Ryan. And a stoppage, 35 from home. Taken straight out of the ruck by Wyatt Ryan, poked out of the back, and picking it up there was Cody Hallett. Trying to break through, has to get a handball away, and eventually does to Howard Thorpe. Kicks it into Nathan Dyer, and quickly wrapped up in a tackle on the second attempt. A good forward 50 pressure here for the Bombers, locking it in. You can see behind the play as well, maybe just off your screen. They've got a wall set up here as well, not allowing it to get out as we get another stoppage. Repeat stoppages. Pressure here as a handball now comes out. Menzel, and that's exactly what that pressure creates. A goal put through for Menzel. So, in fact, no. They were celebrating, and the umpires, in fact, signalled it to behind. So, we did, I think, add a goal to the thing, but not. That is a behind. So, an easy opportunity missed for Menzel. They were all celebrating about it. A little too early. 39 points the margin now as Gawler Central look to clear. Kick out wide to Jesse Paul. And now just locked inside their defensive 50 here at the moment, the Tigers. Have to take a risky kick, and that was never on. Riley Menzel, as easy as you like, sees an option inside. Harry Wacky goes over the back, was touched by Hakkinen on the way through. So they forced the play on. And another stoppage. So 9-8-62, 3-5-23, 39-point margin. Ryan knocks it straight down. Wacky's getting close to it, but not before they can clear through Tyler Best. It looks as if it may just be coming straight back in. McKinnon Collins is there, eventually picked up. Smith, but it was a throw. A little too quick for the Bombers. And now a proper opportunity here for Gawler Central to clear if they can just find a target. Just looking to get it down to centre wing would maybe be the target here. They see an option short. Pilkington needs to hang on and does. And can switch it right across. Jesse Paul with an acre of space. Has Wyatt Ryan closing. Decides to go a little longer over the outstretched hands, and Brendan Jew's going to get to it first. Had the option with a handball and goes there now. Now they'll be looking to go inside forward 50. Just need to get a boot onto it. They go back to Brendan Jew, and he'll do exactly that. And nearly a perfectly weighted kick to Vidal. What's the boundary umpire going to say here? It was incredibly close. Vidal did well to get there and make sure that causes a stoppage inside their forward 50. So first entry inside for some time, but Wyatt Ryan just thwarts it away. Comes out the back, and now a handball through from Rhodes. Farrell's going to get to it first. Saunders trying to keep him off of it. Marsden crashing through. Now picking it up, McKinnon Collins. Gets it out, and now Mudge. And they have space out the back, Ralph. He can get it and go. He's got 20 metres radius all the way around him. Has Dyer up ahead, and a brilliant kick. And Kapunda now streaming inside forward 50. A kick over the top, looking for Jack Ryan. He's one-on-one. Just pokes it ahead, and the boundary line beating him, going toe-to-toe with Mason Don't. And a stoppage just like that. Kapunda flip the script and go inside there, forward 50. Hurled in once again. A chance for the Bombers to get back on the board, but Gawler Central have the numbers and can clear. 1-on-2. Brendan Jew, though, is the one, and one of the better players in the competition, no doubt about it. Wins himself a free kick. The playing coach for Gawler Central pops a kick over the top, looking for the lead of Jenner. Couldn't quite hang on. Still in the contest here, though. Get a handball over the top. Jenner open here if they can get it. Jesse Paul now looking for an option and getting at Marsden. Brilliant composure from Jesse Paul. And finding Blake Marsden, and they get a set shot from about 45 metres. And this will be a stabiliser to try and bring the margin back to a respectable level and give them some sort of opportunity. Just the one goal in the season, Blake Marsden. He is a workhorse. A lot of centre bounce attendances. Puts his body on the line. But this an opportunity to put a goal on the board. It's been some time since a goal for Gawler Central. Looks online and gets it there. An important goal put through for Gawler Central. Against the grain, if you will. In fact, no, it was touched. So the second time we've had goals celebrated by both sides. It looked a goal to me, but of course I'm a good 100 metres away from the goal line. It's Pilkington. Gawler Central now get it back. They fooled everyone. So Marsden now in a one-on-one against Tom Lockwood. They get it back. Now Brendan Dew has a lot of space to roll inside 50 and pop it up towards goal. And that one is a goal. Brendan Dew pops it through. And luckily for Brandon on the scoreboard here for filming footy, he doesn't have to adjust the scoreboard too much, as they do put through an important one there. So 4-6-30, 9-8-62, 32 points the margin on the Sportal scoreboard. And nearly an opportunity there for Blake Marsden. I really did think he put it through, but wasn't able to convert. And their coach responded a minute later. 32 points. A really important stoppage time here in this third quarter. If they can get the next couple Gawler Central, then it may be game on. Mitchell out of the middle, spills free, and Jesse Paul has had a fantastic few minutes. Hands it off to Saunders, running off half-back, who pops a ball inside forward 50, looking for Brendan Dew once again. Jenner come crashing through. Ball in dispute here. Trelagan dropping the ball. Oh, gee, no free kick paid, and now Lockwood can clear out of defence, and Jesse Paul takes a mark. Has Vidal short. Decides he's going to go a little longer, and gee, nearly perfectly weighted kick, lands in the lap of Marsden, slipped as he kicked it, comes out the back, they just have to get a boot on it. Trelagan saving the day, through for a minor score. Back to 31 points. And now trying to clear out through Riley Smith. Has some pressure closing. Drops a short ball to Ralph, who moves it back through hands, but it's a dodgy handball. Pilkington there, going one-on-one now against Diekman. Wraps him up in a tackle. Ball still wobbling about. Umpire says, no, I'll have it, and ball it up 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Game heating up last few minutes. Oldman against Ryan in the ruck. Wacky tries to get the handball out the back. McKinnon Collins. Geez, dropped the ball. Hit the ground first. So free kick here for Joel Van Dongen. A little too far out to score. In fact, it's actually going to be Tyler Best. The well-executed tackle. And touched on his way in. So wobbles inside forward 50. Jenner gets a handball out. Marsden, who's been hot in the last few minutes. Wacky gets a handball out. Now Black. Opitz. And bomb a ball into the centre of Signature Orthodontics Oval. Spills out the back, couldn't take the chest mark. And now just wobbling towards forward 50 here for Kapunda. Have the numbers, Gawler Central, if they can be clean. No, Kapunda now picking it up. Handball over from Rhodes, inside forward 50. Poolish was there, still with it here. Brilliant tackle, though, laid by Kane Van Dongen. And a stoppage just inside forward 50 for Kapunda. Ryan in the ruck against Oldman, trying to get the hands free, and now picking it up was Kelly. He's already kicked two. Oh, gee, don't tell me not another one. And he has popped that through from the boundary, if you don't mind. Jake Kelly, that is a ripper, almost against a bit of momentum for Gawler Central. That is a ripping goal from Kelly. And that puts him out by 37 points, 10-8-68. 4-7-31. Jake Kelly with his third. 3 goals, 2 for the man up forward. He's been an opportunist and certainly had a fantastic game. So back in the middle. Final few minutes of this third quarter. An important goal for Kapunda just to put the game out by a few more points. There's a free kick paid here against Oldman in the ruck to Wyatt Ryan. Goes long right up the middle of the ground. Looking for a target inside forward 50 and getting it. So Ryan finds Ryan. That's Jack Ryan inside forward 50. And he's already shown in this game how good of a hands he has, even in the contest. And this one, a set shot opportunity from 45 metres out straight in front. And a chance to extend the margin out to a game-high 43 if he converts. And a chance at his third goal from 48 metres. Pops it through. And they just squash the confidence and momentum of Gawler Central as a bit more rain falls down here at Gawler. And a brilliant work there from Jack Ryan. His fourth game of A-grade this season as the rain gets heavier. 13 goals after 6 a couple of weeks ago against Williston. He is just rolling here and building his confidence. Of course, the Central's under-18 player. And this is where it gets a bit harder. Down by 43 points, Gawler Central. And now, with a lot of rain falling, Menzel right out of the middle, pops a ball on his boot, and Rhodes getting to it first, just trickles underneath, getting a handball away, opting to go the tackle. Wacky diving on top of the footy, tackled by Mitchell, and a stoppage. A bit of wind picking up as well, blowing across the ground. Conditions are just pretty shocking here at the moment. Wacky picking it up and wobbling a ball inside forward 50 as the rain starts to actually come into the commentary box. And a stoppage. Ryan takes it straight out of the ruck, moves it off through hands, Saunders with the tackle. And there's the siren to bring us to the end of the third quarter. It was an arm wrestle much of the third quarter, but in the end, Kapunda did their finest work there in stoppage time to extend the margin out to 43 points. 74 plays 31. Third quarter all wrapped up. Don't go anywhere. Final quarter coming right up after this. Fourth quarter about to get underway for the BLGFA match of the round. Kapunda currently with a strong 43-point margin. And just getting it done up forward at the moment. Riley Menzel with 2. Jack Ryan and Jake Kelly with 3 apiece. Aidan Mudge, Cody Hallett, Nathan Dyer with 1. And for Gawler Central, it's Vidal with 2. Blake Marsden, Jared Jenner, Brendan Jew with 1 apiece. As we're about to get underway. Fourth quarter. Wyatt Ryan knocking it down. McKinnon Collins and just hacked off the ground towards forward 50. Kelly, who's been dangerous, picks it up cleanly, tries to get a handball away and couldn't quite pick it up. Thorpe, and now into the mud heap. Kelly's there, sliding through was Pilkington. I believe it's Pilkington. You can hardly tell really in the mud who's who. Mitchell drops it straight down in front. Couldn't quite get a kick away, and they are right in the middle of this mud heap like pigs in a sty. Pilkington hacks it straight out. That footy's not red anymore, it's brown. Ralph couldn't quite take it. Vidal just knees it forward. Marsden, though, breaks through. Goes to the paint of 50. It's a heavy ball. Can he put it through the sticks? No. Through for a minor score. Back to 42 points. Marsden, who in fact doesn't have a goal. We thought he had a goal in the first half. I wrote it down a little too quick. It was just the behind as it was touching the goal line. And Opit's in his 100th game. We'll take the kick in. Of course, all around the grounds, we can keep a close eye on some fairly close games around the BLGFA, and you can keep up to date on blgfa.com.au. We'll go over those scores when we can. Kelly and Saunders, hip and shoulder, picking it up. Kelly, and now King can snap around his body inside forward 50, but a good mark taken in defence. Opitz and short to the debutant, Charlie Moss. Moss. High ball up to the wing. King sitting underneath it and on the fist. Punched over the line by Kane Van Dongen, who is incredibly muddy. Very fortunate to be here in the commentary box. As much as I miss playing footy, happy to be nice and dry up here as Drew, in fact, off the floor. Comes right back, Moss with a dart of a kick down the line, hacked off by Poolish into the middle of the oval and quickly wrapped up in a tackle. Vidal trying to get it away. Picked up by Farrell, gets a handball out wide. And now it's like a cake of soap at the moment. Stoppage. So we have a quick look around the grounds for blgfa.com.au. 21-point advantage at the moment for Williston, 9-10-64, 6-7-43 to the Bulldogs. In the match happening at Elliot Goodger Memorial Park is smothered. Jesse Paul now with a bit of room, eventually picking it up, fumbled it at first, can now look inside forward 50, trying to find a target, wheeling around as King, has to just pop one up to the top of the goal square, high, hospital ball, a few players sitting underneath it. Jenner's there trying to pick up a clean footy, just pops anything he can on his boot, eventually trickling over. Last touch, free kick to Kapunda. An early lead for Freeling has been quashed. Now out to a 19-point advantage. Nuri Utpa at 7-12-54, 5-5-35. 9 minutes gone, first quarter at Freeling Oval. South Gawler with a 1-goal advantage. 49 plays 43 over Anguston early in the first. And of course, we've got the match-up here between Gawler Central and Kapunda. As a free kick's been paid here to the Bombers. And it'll be brought back to Wyatt Ryan. So if the final siren blew at all 4 games, I'd go 4 of 4 for my tips, which is something I haven't done all that often this season. Plenty of time to go here. As inside forward 50, Opitz couldn't quite pick it up and now picked up off the ground. Trelagan playing goalkeeper, copped a falcon, much to the amusement of the Kapunda bench. Slipped right through the hands and right into the mush. That'd be a fairly heavy footy out there as well, waterlogged. And goes out wide. So it was a minor score then in the end for Gawler Central. And now Kelly. And, geez, good tackle, holding the ball. Brilliant tackle there, Jet Poolish. Now he can look for an option inside, but Lockwood sitting in front, but couldn't take it. Pilkington, and a brilliant tackle there. Couldn't take the mark, Lockwood, but second effort was fantastic. And that footy is incredibly hard to mark at the moment. The debutant now, Ben White, has a bit of room to run. Goes down the line looking for his ruckman in Ryan. Couldn't quite hang on to the chest mark. Spills free to Howard Thorpe and can drop a kick over the top to Matt Stewart. And he's got a lot of room to go here. Going inside forward 50. Jenner couldn't quite pull down the mark. Wrapped up in a tackle with Braden Trelagan. And a stoppage 30 out from Gawler Central's goal. Once again in the ruck contest, getting straight through, it was Jared Jenner sitting underneath it. And a free kick being paid here to Kapunda once again to Wyatt Ryan. And moves it out wide to Lockwood. Had Moss short. He's going to go a little longer. Pack forming. Jack Ryan underneath it. Sick of not seeing the footy, works his way up the ground, and Poolish back in to Lockwood and takes another intercept mark. Just pops a kick over the top. Poolish one-on-one against Charlie Moss. And it'll be held in. (4:09:33) plays 11:08:74. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. Some blue skies starting to break through here at Gawler as Kelly wrapped up in the tackle, just got a handball away. Oldman caught hanging on. So free kick here to McKinnon Collins. So dominating in their forward half here at the moment, Gawler Central just can't make the most of it. Moss one-on-one against Paul. And now Brendan Jew just hacks the ball back inside, forward 50. Bit of a falcon there on King. Had Jenner out the back. Couldn't get through to him. Now Vidal and Lockwood tangling inside, forward 50. Handball underneath from Marsden. Paul has a crack at goal. Geez, just thumps in. That'd be a goal in soccer, but unfortunately not in footy. Minor score. So peppering away at the goals here. Been really impressed with Jesse Paul. Genuinely one of the best players in his third A grade game for Gawler Central. Hasn't stopped trying all day. An even 40-point margin now. Ryan couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Poolish out the back has had a busy fourth quarter already. Comes out. Farrell couldn't quite hang on to the mark, but he got caught getting held onto by Dean Saunders. In fact, Joel Van Dongen giving away the free kick, chipping the ball across, and the debutant taking a good mark, Ben White. And go down the line, looking for Saunders, who just opts to thump it over the boundary line, centre wing. So boundary umpires here today. Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Xavier Galoni. Hurl it back in. BLG Umpires Association. Always looking for new umpires as well, so if you want to get involved, absolutely brilliant to be involved. Not that the weather out there looks fantastic, but you get a bit of pocket money for it as well. It was Ryan, couldn't quite pick up the footy underneath the contest, and now trying to get out of trouble. Poolish wrapped up in the Kelly tackle. Definitely kicked a goal earlier, Jake Kelly, that may be featured on Behind the Barrel throughout the week for Goal of the Week if we don't see anything better than that. Certainly worthy. As Ryan, straight out of the contest, hacks one on his boot, right out of the ruck, and gets a bad bounce. Through for a minor score. Back out to 41 points. 75 plays 34. So both teams peppering away at the goals here. Neither side able to convert on a goal in this fourth quarter. Wrapped up in a tackle, a stoppage, 55 out for Kapunda's goal. Once again, down in front, bit of holding on. So another free kick paid to Wyatt Ryan here, who's won a lot of free kicks in the ruck contest. Drops a kick inside forward 50, looking for Ryan. Spills out the front, another crack at goals. Put across the face through for a minor score. I believe that might have been Jake Kelly once again. Has been amongst the contest. He's already kicked 3. Out to a 42-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. 76 plays 34. There's a long ball out. Standing in front, couldn't quite pull in the mark. Jesse King. And now Jesse Paul amongst the puddles there in the sideline. The umpire having to pick it up and got splashed. Have to bring his way in and hurl the ball in away from the puddles. Oldman and Ryan once again. Ryan just dictating in the ruck at the moment. Gets the handball out and Michael Vidal now trapped against the boundary. Just has to pop a kick over the top. Couldn't quite pull it in. Opitz did well. McKinnon Collins moves it back through Mudge. And now a short ball. Brilliant kick to Ryan. Has Wacky short. Decides to go longer, looking for Menzel inside forward 50, couldn't pull down the mark. Callum Farrell there as well. Boundary line beats them all. As there's a player, I think it might be Blake Marsden. In fact, no, it's actually Kane Van Dongen off the play. Got a bit of cramp. As Poolish trying to break through. Marsden's there underneath the contest, getting wrapped up in a tackle. Kane Van Dongen works his way back in. Tap down, Ryan. Hacked out of defence here for Gawler Central. Jew couldn't quite pick it up, neither could Opitz. And now a handball over the top coming from Farrell. Hacked off the ground, should go out of bounds. And a free kick here for the Bombers through Hamish Ralph. Goes long down the line. Wacky gets poked away by Kane Van Dongen, who's cramping once again. Poor fella. Might need to go off to the bench. Drops the footy. Wrapped up. Just inside 50 here for the Bombers. Eichner back in the ruck. Gets the tap down this time. McKinnon Collins picks it up and wobbles the ball back inside forward 50. Jack Ryan's there. Poolish, who's had a brilliant fourth quarter. Hackenen just off the ground, had time to pick it up. Mudge goes back where it came once again, waiting for the bounce. Saunders gets to it first, funneled through. Vidal was there. They hack it back, straight back where it came, sitting underneath it, able to take the mark. Lockie Woods. Lachlan Woods a little too far from home, so pop it up into that dangerous position, allow the forwards to do the rest of the work. A free kick's been paid. Going the way of the Bombers. So a set shot opportunity right in front of goal for Jack Ryan. He's already kicked 3 here this afternoon. This for his 4th. Jack Ryan has presented well all day long. This one from right in front. Pops it through. So up to 14 goals for the season for Jack Ryan. And this season is rolling on here for Kapunda. They've now obviously locked away the win halfway through this last quarter. They now move to 12-10-82, 4-10-34 on the Sportal scoreboard. Their dominant work continuing. Game high 48-point lead now. And their forwards have done incredibly well. 4 for Jack Ryan, 3 for Jake Kelly, 2 for Riley Menzel. As the ball gets brought back into the middle, field umpires here today, Rob Polito, Andrew Mills, John McGann. The first goal of the fourth quarter for either side. Harry Wacky in the middle, Brendan Jew under the contest. Van Dongen trying to get the handball out, eventually getting it off to Poolish, who's had plenty of the pill in this fourth quarter. Liam Opitz out the back, beats Vidal to the footy. Tries to get a handball over the top to Smith, but Gawler Central get a chance to go back inside, and a mark taken by Stewart. Stewart drops a kick low inside. Jared Jenner getting to it first, eventually picking it up on the second attempt. Wheels around onto the left peg. Pops one up to the top of the square. Peeling out the back here. And cracking through was Jesse Paul, but Mudge concedes a behind. Rush through. 35 plays 82. It's a short ball. Along down the line, Jack Ryan sitting underneath it. Had Jake Kelly in front of him, really spoiled his mark. Probably spoiled each other in the end as Brendan Dew boundary line beats him. So a quick look around the grounds as well. Nuri have got out to a 31-point advantage after being behind much of the game. So they've just about locked away a victory there at Freeling Oval. As getting a bad bounce now inside forward 50. King gets a handball out. Vidal, they've worked this out well. If they can just break through and they get a set opportunity in front of goal, and they get it done. Brilliantly done by Tyler Best. A goal against the grain gets it back to 41 points. So 41 plays 82 on the Sportal scoreboard. 5-11-41, 12-10-82. Exactly double their score at the moment here, the Bombers. And a brilliant goal put through. Composed inside their forward 50, move the ball with hands well. It's not always advised in this sort of weather. But they've done well to get another one on the board. They're fifth. Last chance to thank, of course, sponsors bringing this one all together. Dartfish, of course, filming footy, bringing you the stream. Archie's Demand & Co. UTF trailers. And, of course, the Sportal scoreboard is quickly wrapped up in a tackle is Lockie Woods. So, 60 metres. There's a bit of chat with the umpires. A free kick's been paid here to Daly Eichner. Spent a few games in the reserves this season, Daly Eichner, but he's done okay in the ruck today when he's gone in there. Of course, Oldman, their number one choice here this afternoon. And it must be said, without Mitch Slater, it's been a tough task in the ruck going up against the league's premier ruckman. Eichner and Oldman have had a tough task cut out for them. There's Jesse Paul over near the boundary, right in the mud. Riley Menzel escorts it over the boundary. Once again hurled in, Eichner standing in front, knocking it straight down. Blake Marsden wrapped up in a Harry Wacky tackle, who gives him a bit after the tackle as well. Got a bit more than he bargained for. And a bit of push and shove here as well. McKinnon Collins getting stuck into Brendan Dew. Jesse Paul now at the back of the contest. Hacks one towards forward 50, but Hamish Ralph on his knees taking the mark. Ralph goes out one-on-one here. Dew and McKinnon Collins close to the boundary. Nearly staying in. In fact, boundary umpire says it did just go over. Hurled back in again. A lot of chat here between these two. Game just heating up a little bit, even though the margin is gone in the game. A lot of spirit left for Gawler Central, must be said. Now Woods. Oh, geez, big hip and shoulder. Brendan Dew crashing through. Oh, and he got knocked down afterwards. And I saw something flying out. You hope that wasn't teeth. This game is just starting to spill out. Now we've just got an all-in brawl. A proper country footy melee. Brendan Dew got absolutely cleaned up from behind. Pilkington's at the bottom of this pack here, as is Matt Black. A Guernsey has been completely ripped off of Pilkington. This is getting out of hand here at the moment. Real proper push and shove here. Geez, it's going to be reviewed, some of that footage, you feel. That was some real venom in the back of Brendan Jew. I wasn't sure who it was that actually crashed through the back of Brendan Jew there, but whatever it was, it probably should have been awarded a reversal of a free kick to him, I would have thought. Umpires are having a conversation about where this should go. Now, it looks like it's going to be a free kick to Kapunda after all of that. As Farrell goes inside forward 50, gets punched away, and now spilled over the boundary, Kane Van Dongen. And gee whiz, I cited it about a minute before that it felt like there was a bit of spice coming into the matchup, and it just all boiled over there. Wyatt Ryan spills out the back. Kelly getting the handball away. Pilkington, who's just involved in the melee at the bottom of the pack. Jesse Paul hacks one on his boot. Hamish Ralph drew one in the back. It was an illegal Shepherd. And there's a bit of push and shove still here. King getting involved. With the game gone, players have got to be really careful. He's going to chip it across to Diekman, who's got a lot of space. Oh, has Jenner closing. Composed himself well to go inside forward 50. Spills out the back, and now Ryan can have a crack at his fifth. Towards goal, across the face through for a minor score. So back out to 42 points. 83 plays 41. So Brendan Jew will have to go and get it from the horse stables in the back. And I'm sure he's not in any particular rush either, the coach. He just got absolutely clobbered a few minutes ago. So I find it interesting as well, the umpires, no reports given live on ground, but I'm sure some of the footage will be looked at, whether it's by clubs or by league. There'll be some review going into that. As Brendan Jew pops a kick over the top and finds Hakkinen. Has Saunders in the corridor, decides that he's not going to take the risk and he'll go down the line. Vidal in a one-on-one. Now gets knocked down free, wrapping up in a tackle and a stoppage on the outer side. Ryan knocks it down. And a little too much goes out of bounds. So free kick paid here to Kapunda. Bite off the kick into the corridor. Mudge, a lot of room. Try and find a target there. I think that was Wacky diving down. Menzel picking it up and getting the handball back to Mudge. And now he's stuck in the mud heap. Just has to get a handball away. Poolish is there. Can clean up from behind and kick out wide and find an open target. And getting it. Riley Menzel down in the middle of the ground as well, taking time to get up. King there. One-on-one against Diekman over the boundary. Time we start thinking about our player of the game as well. I think I can throw a blanket over a few. Jack and Wyatt Ryan particularly. Jake Kelly kicking 3 goals. It's been fantastic. Callum Farrell and Braden Trelagan were really good as well. Harry Wacky has been brilliant. Wyatt Ryan knocks it down. Harry Wacky involved once again. Pilkington. Mitchell and boundary line. Oh, geez, and Riley Menzel getting a fair bit of chat from the past Players' Day happening here. Some of the past players chatting to Riley Menzel, and he just pointed up at the scoreboard, reminded him who's in front by 42 points. It's from the 50. Opitz wrapped up in a Michael Vidal tackle. Things winding up here at Gawler Central. It's going to be another comprehensive victory to the Kapunda Bombers. They're 6th of the season, already doubling their win intake from last year, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. It's just incredible. Wacky pops it on the boot. Now spilling back and handball out. Wrapped up in a tackle is Jet Poolish, who has had a brilliant second half, particularly this last quarter. So knocking it down, tackle without it. And a free kick paid here to GCs. Brendan Jew is still going toe-to-toe with McKinnon Collins. Riley Mitchell was the one that was tackled without it, and he is taking his time to get up. And what this does allow is time for a bit of push and shove you expect in this game. I think he was just winded in that situation there. He was grabbed around the midriff, around the sternum area, and he's taking some time to get to his feet. Don't expect him to kick this one all that far after being winded. He does all right to get it inside forward 50. Marsden out the back couldn't quite break free and quickly wrapped up in a tackle. Another stoppage. Harry Watke at the bottom of it. Olber knocks it down. Mitchell straight after he's been winded pops it up towards goal. Comes out the back. Jenner getting a hand on it. And they're going to say it's a free kick here to Jared Jenner, deep in the pocket for Gawler Central. Jared Jenner, in fact, claimed he touched it. They still gave him the free kick. Makes sense of that. So Jenner tucked up right in the pocket, trying to add another goal to his tally, just off a couple steps with the banana through for a minor score. 42 plays 83 on the Sportal scoreboard. One last thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. It's brilliant to bring you the Barossa Light and Gawler Football Association on a weekly basis, and of course for the first time here this season at the Gawler Central Footy Club. Competitive at times in this game, but Kapunda far too strong as Paul at the back couldn't quite take the mark. Saunders was there. Picking it up was Ryan, gets a handball out to Smith. He sees an option at the last second to chip a ball wide. Didn't go the required distance. Losing the ball though, McKinnon Collins. Wears a big bump from Van Dongen. And Kane Van Dongen takes the mark on debut for Gawler Central. Tries to find Marsden through the hands. It's always hard when you get the hands out in front to take it. Ryan diving down, spilling free. So now to hurl it back in. Final stages of this final term. Wacky on his boot inside forward 50. Spills out the back. Farrell's there, but Gawler Central looking to clear defence. Riley Smith in game 50 couldn't quite take the mark. He's met by two Tigers, including Brendan Jew. Ryan out the back. And a stoppage. So knocked down. Mitchell breaks through the tackle, right through the middle, dances around the umpire as well. And it's a good kick to Stewart. Looking to get a late consolation prize here, Gawler Central. They go inside forward 50, out the back. King couldn't quite take the mark. Still an opportunity here for Gawler Central, even with a free kick if they can get it. Right at the top of the goal square, we get a ball up. But once again, Kapunda clear out of defence. But Jesse Paul's going to get there first. It's going to be clean. Siren beats them all. 5-12-42, 13-11-89. It was a 47-point victory in the end. Comprehensively done in the end to Kapunda. And a brilliant work from them. We'll quickly go through some of the goal scorers. Jack Ryan leading the way with 4. As well as we believe Jake Kelly was the advantageous goal, quite comedically at the end, to be able to get that one through. But look, you could throw a blanket over some of the players of the game in this one. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm quite torn between Jack Ryan and Harry Watke, both having fantastic games. But to be honest, I'll just make my mind up as I go down there. And do not go anywhere. We will have the presentation of the player of the game in just a moment. Well, welcome back here, of course. We're at the Gawler Central Footy Club. It was Kapunda getting a comprehensive 47-point victory, and it was their co-captain, Harry Watke. Brilliant first half in particular, mate, but in the end, you got it done.
Yeah, tough day.
Yeah.
Obviously, the weather, I don't know how much rain we got, but I think we got most of it before, and it chewed up the ground, but we love it. We love the contested footy. So, yeah, all part of football.
I spoke to you at the start of the season about what your expectations were. You had 3 wins last year. You're now not even halfway through the season. I know you don't want to get too excited as a captain, as a playing group. You've now doubled that, mate. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels really good. Yeah. But we know it's a long season and not job done yet. Like, we're not even halfway through. We still got Angaston next week before we turn the halfway mark. So we know we still got a fair bit to work on. So, but we're really enjoying it, and I think that's showing in our football.
Your own form has been fantastic this year, mate. Where do you rate your own footy? I know it's hard to talk about yourself, but you feel like you're playing pretty well at the moment?
Yeah, going all right. Helped with Big White. Yeah. He's really good in there, and obviously the lads around us. Riley's really playing some really good footy. So, yeah, it's really good with all those lads, so I'm just doing my role.
One last one, mate, for you. Your forward line's absolutely clicking at the moment. Riley Menzel leading the way, of course. Jack Ryan has been absolutely fantastic. He bagged 4 as well in wet weather, which is hard to do for a key forward. Yeah. It's clicking at the moment. Jake Kelly also had a fantastic... That is shocking.
That is terrible.
I won't clip that up. That is shocking. That is awful. That is, yeah, wow, that's awful. Right, so apologies, viewers. But yeah, your forward line's clicking at the moment. I'll let you compose yourself. But what do you reckon? They're going pretty well?
Yeah, they're all working really well together. We got Nathan Dyer does a lot of work and got his reward today with Gawler too, and added Charlie Moss to that today, and he's a really good talent. So yeah, everyone's working well together. So yeah, still going.
Whatever fine you get from this, make sure you make Wyatt Ryan pay it.
Yeah, no, I'm making him pay it.
Absolutely, mate. Well done. Fantastic. Great game, mate. Kapunda, of course, getting the 47-point win. They are incredibly happy. I'll let you go sing the song.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Oh, gee.